Look at all this. Look at all this. Look at all this. All this. Look at all this. Get to wash your hair, man. Get to wash your hair. See? Hair you done unstuck from your head. Look at this. Like you see. Scratch your tongue. Yeah. Look at that. Look. You didn't think you thought you was going bald. Just this. It's skin. Oh, and it comes off, and there's more hair underneath. Yay! What happened? I took my hair apart. Not real. Not real. Not real. Not real. Tissue. Hair. Literal. Hair. Tissue. Hair. Tissue. Hair. Tissue. Hair. Hair. Hair stuck underneath my ear. Where is it? Underneath this piece, also not real. This will come off. This is several thousands of microns of layers. Okay, this takes a while to get through this piece right here because it's got hair. So you've got this piece right here, from here to here. And you can see, it took me a while to uncover this, to do this, so it could be seen. Because there's just hair trapped right here. So the ear can't even, this is not unrealistic. This is why the cauliflower ear is a problem. Okay? Because we used to be able to do these as kids, right? But try this as an adult and it's quite painful. Oh, your ear's cartilage. No, it's not. It's tissue and nerves. Air, tissue, and nerves. Look at this. Look at this. Almost. Almost. This isn't done yet. And it curls, so you can see it curling up, all the skin and the tissue and the whiplash and all of this. I feel this. All of this, I feel all of these nerve endings, this piece right here. Like, you see this? Not really. No, after a while, it's not as painful. So, for sure. And you do get to do this one-handed, so you don't gotta worry about needing both your hands to do this. But if you didn't want to go to the ear, nose, throat doctor to have them help you do this, because again, if you haven't heard my story, I was traumatized from having it done. It's only 2-3 days downtime. It's gorgeous as even an expensive surgery, or it is listed as surgery because of the anesthesia. And you wake up and you see, if they ask you, because they're supposed to ask you if you want to see what was in your ear. Now, I highly recommend it. The doctor recommended it. The nurses recommended it. I asked a bunch of questions. They were like, yeah, we recommend it so you don't have to do it again and see it for yourself, blah, blah, blah. However, it is a fucking fact. Excuse my French. Tastic. Uh, but it is traumatizing to every patient that looks at it. So I took that in stride. I woke up out of anesthesia and I looked over, and it was a full tray of what my tiny ears were holding. And it was literally like a cup for each ear. And it was black, gray, white, and brown and yellow. And there was earwax that had been made within hours. And then there was earwax that was years old. And it was packed in. It wasn't just like, oh, I just didn't know. Oh, they take it out of your ear. If you have never had an ear, nose, and throat doctor clean out your ears, I highly recommend it. But I also recommend you taking this serious moment for yourself and explore removing tissue from your ear. Just gradually, not all the time, so you don't get things like vertigo, not hereditary, by the way. Hereditary vertigo, not associated. You can get vertigo from simply walking, sitting up, blinking. It does not matter. It's not choosy, and it's not racist. So, um, you're gonna want to remember that vertigo can sneak up on anybody. But if you are willing to try something different, cleaning out your ears starts with you doing something different for your organs, how you detox yourself, the kind of water you actually intake and put on your skin. What are you putting on your skin, and what are you putting in your body? Because if you can't answer any of those questions, this will not make sense to you. There. They don't want to answer your questions. No, you can. Let your body do its own drainage. It'll drain, it'll release, it'll do all of these from here to here. It'll do all of these here, here, in here, in here, in here. Normally they don't get done. You'll do them naturally. The one that's right underneath the tear duct under here, okay, on both sides. So you'll do like, if you I did both of them at the same time when I first started. So what you can do now is let this one be your drum, or whatever ear you want to choose to be your drum, and let it just naturally release. And it'll tell you so much more than if a doctor has done it, because it'll let you know what your body is doing. Your nose will start to release. Mhm. You'll see it. See the it's not whiplash. Okay. You shed like a reptilian? No, you shed, period. So does bark come off trees? That's not a reptilian. That's a tree. As much as you lose teeth. You don't know? Mm, okay. You'll be able to scratch underneath here. Okay. Your brow bone has a lot of pockets of mucus that are up here. Normally when you see them, they're swollen, and scraping over them over and over and over again to do whatever you're doing is covering that up, that you would even notice that. This is now what looks like puffy eye because I took most of this off. Yeah. Literal skin. Just extra tissue. Some say it would be because, oh, the bathing. Okay, let me express this to you about dry exfoliating. Just like dry oil pulling and oil pulling, you have to actually get used to it. And if you don't do it, then you would not ever know. So glad we're here. Okay, yes, on with the show. So when you do that, you'll also find out that you got hair trapped, and it'll start releasing those. This is all tissue. Back to way up here, tissue that is released. And you can see where it's starting to release more and more and more from tissue that has been released. Now, when should this question be asked? Right now. When was the last time I had a bath? 3 years ago. We lived in Claremore. Videos I'm sure you'll find. Shall we? All of this, I haven't had to shave my mustache in 10 years. It just gradually just kind of got lighter. I didn't have to do anything. Things heal that I thought would never heal. Cold sores, things on my face. Well, hello. This is my favorite avatar. When she gave it to me, she said this will protect you from venomous people. I'm grateful. You can only ask me in person unless you go watch the rest of the videos. So, but, a lot of people have an avatar. Yeah. She is mine. This is a Cata carrier. Like the Hornet. This side of my face. Let's see. Would you know it was me? And I've done almost nothing to this side of my face. Do you see this tissue? Here? Coming up? This? Also. All this tissue. Look at this. Look at my ear. Now, I'm going to pull all this up, and we're going to even see if that is even still there. But all of this is, that actually might be a blackhead. But all of this is coming up. Just remember that it's what they called cauliflower ear. And back then it was just like an over-the-counter remedy. It wasn't something extreme. It wasn't a disease. It was just a buildup. Started creating things for it, like hydrogen peroxide. Look it up. Look for those papers. If you're going to look at Farmer's Almanac. Cauliflower ear. You're welcome. And it wasn't a problem. And then they made it into a thing. And the modality of ear, nose, and throat doctor showed up. They wanted to create new reasons to be educated by their systems and enticing them to do things like be educated by them out of home. Again, a choice word we use now and don't seem to know nothing about. Out of the home now represents a marketing and advertising style. It means they can personalize things and customize things to exactly the way that you want your household to be, whatever that means for you. Back then, I'm pretty sure it just meant like your mom and your grandma and your great grandma and your aunties and your cousins weren't the ones watching you during school days because they were the teachers. And you did things like chores. I know people who ask me, what's a chore? Moving on. So, there are a lot of things people ask me about that I'm not always surprised that they don't know. One of them being that cauliflower ear is not surgically necessary, and them knowing their own body parts through drainage and toxification used to be a regular thing in every household because it was taught. You chewed on chicory root and sticks and licorice bark and cinnamon bark to clean your teeth. There was no such thing as a toothbrush, and that was something that was painstakingly done. And you would know that if you knew what a base brush was at the level of how long a base brush is. Equestrian base brush. Like, that is quite the toothbrush. So, if you're going to ask yourself some questions, start with your ears. I think you'll answer yourself pretty quickly. And it just melts right back into your skin as if nothing was there. Hair and all. Closes right back up as if nothing. As if you had just done absolutely no amount of work whatsoever. Well, you can call this a game. You're only playing yourself. Detox your body. Find out. Who's gonna be wrong? You? God forbid. Bye for now. Love you, nerds. Oh, and I remember what I said about the pantless people on YouTube. Those catfishing people. And right now, I don't have on my shirt to show you this glorious, like, what's going on. Because it's blazing fucking hot where I am. I'll take care of me. You take care of you. Bye for now.